Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be ready here. It is popularly called El Clasico, and it's going to be one hell of a matchup here. Best of three as well between Titan and NiP. Semler, how are you feeling?
Fantastic, man. I think everybody knows now that I've had a little bit of a kip, a little bit of a nap, just to make sure that I was fired up and ready for this one, Anders, because this is the big match. I mean, you have two legends. You have two just legendary lineups already, and this is a clash that has been going back since the beginning of CSGO, pretty much. I mean, back when Titan were very games, this was the match that everybody wanted to watch, and now we're getting right into it as well. No time wasted, straight into the pistol.
Oh, Scream, he's the headshot machine, but so far, 0 headshots, and he's not going to get a chance. Get Right will take him out, and then we are off to a big, great beginning here for NiP. Forrest landing a headshot on existence as well. Looking good right now for the Swedes. 5 versus 3. RPK finally getting back into it. Exist actually covering the backline, but he's going to get trapped. And it's a double kill for RPK as we go into 2 versus 3. But there's not a lot of time here for Titan. They don't have a kit. They've got to move quick.
And the triangle's already set up here for NiP. There's a man, Forrest, waiting in the vents. There's a man at the back. Get Right. They have no idea. They just now figure it out. RPK hits one great headshot, a second one as well. And the ace! This is it, RPK! The legend from Source. He actually comes through in the pistol round.
That is a nut round. No, they can't make it. Maybe there could have been a kit on the site for them to pick up, but it's not going to happen. Oh, no.
You get 5 kills, you ace in the pistol, and you don't have time to defuse the bomb.
I swear I just saw a bit of a nervous tick smile there on Freiburg as well as they realized they probably shouldn't have had that round. If there was a kit as he ran into that site, that would have been it. NiP respond with buying 4 MAC-10s and an AK.
Like, come at us. Good nades, actually, for NiP as well. They've got all the Molotovs to clear the angles. Titan are going to have a little bit of a rough time hiding around here on this map. With all these Molotovs here, NiP is going to make a lot easier for them to get onto a site and not have to worry so much about the close angles with the CZs and the 5.7s.
Scream, is there anyone nearby who could pop flash him in? It is a popular strategy to stand close to that smoke and have a friend pop flash you through, but not going to happen this time. They do have armor and pistols. These MAC-10s, they're going to be good, but there is a limit to it. There's no head armor on RPK, so he goes down quick and Get Right. Looking for a couple of more kills. Grenade going to be a bit early there, but Smith still walks into a shot from Forrest, and yeah, Scream can't do a lot here, so it looks like NiP are going to come out on top of it with a lot of money as well. I mean, this is probably the most economically sort of heavy round we've seen from any team, I think, in the major so far. 4 MAC-10s. I don't think we've seen that yet.
No, they're really going for that SMG money right now. They want to farm it up. They're very confident that they're going to win this round. Existence going to work with the Deagle, but he will get sprayed down by Freiburg eventually. So bonus money going into Freiburg's pocket. The reason why we're making such a big deal of these SMGs is that you get twice as much money, essentially, as a pistol or a rifle. $300 per kill with those, $600 with an SMG. So this is just an economic game being played here by NiP. They want to get as much money going into the next rounds as possible. Losing 2 players, it's not the end of the world because those SMGs are pretty cheap as well.
Yeah, they're going to be able to rebuy AKs instead if they want, or more SMGs, I suppose. They know this time that Titan won't have armor, so there's that added. They saw that they had it last round, the Eagle on shocks, and that is pretty much it. 3rd round is coming up. And speaking of shocks, I have really high expectations of him in this match. I think, you know, the others gave their prediction. I think Titan is I'd put them to win this game overall. Yeah, I would.
You do, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. I think it's going to be 3 maps.
This is a glorious match just because, I mean, Titan haven't made it out of a group in 2 years at a major. NiP have never gone out in a group in a major. It's a huge clash here between the two teams. Shoxy waiting just on the edge of this smoke. He hears them going onto the site. The full rotation has come out from Titan. They're just trying to swamp onto NiP. Just go slamming in there. Scream is going to pick up 2 kills. He's got that Deagle, and Shoxy's got Get Right pinned down in the corner. He wants him to take that step out, and the spray is there. But Shoxy's now the last man alive in a 1v2. And Alu, he's got that crossfire established on short.
Shox looking for the shots. They almost line up for him then. 1 bullet would have killed both, but he wouldn't have had a lot of time anyway, and Exist will end up with a triple, and that's going to be the first 3 rounds done. With the 4th one coming up, it's going to be Titan finally with some rifles, and not a huge amount either. 1 Molotov as well. Someone should probably pick up a defuse kit at some point, and Smith's going to be put on that duty. But either way, Titan's first chance to really fight back, and no defuse kits, in fact.
Prioritizing those nades. I mean, they are investing. They were investing and reinvesting in pistols. So I mean, if you're going for a CZ, that's $500, $1,000 over 2 rounds.
Can you think of a team that has ever had really unfortunate rounds with no defuse kits?
Perhaps Anders.
I think NiP are no strangers to that kind of thing. So maybe we'll see if they can get some justice here. Titan if the bomb goes down, are going to have limited time to actually get in for that defuse. Shock's going to take down 1 and 2 in the middle. A double boost coming through. He actually had a teammate there and didn't even need any help and only dropped down to 69. So very good job indeed.
That's heartening for Titan. If Shoxy starts to warm up early on in this map, NiP, they're going to be dealing with a little bit more than they were hoping for. Get Right will find the headshot on RPK. That's over on the B site. But Existence, element of surprise, they didn't know that Existence was up close. So he takes out Alu. But it's still a little bit of a back and forth struggle here. Forrest and Get Right have taken quite a bit of damage, but they're the last 2 players alive here for NiP. And with 45 seconds left on this clock, they haven't lost bomb control. At least they have that going for them. But now Scream has actually been counter boosted up. And it seems like Forrest heard that. He was close enough to hear Scream drop down. So now you can see, bam, the headshot, nice and clean, into a 2-on-2. But they're running out of time now, NiP. They're going to have to make that call pretty soon where they want to go.
Titan have to essentially spread out and cover both bomb sides, unless they want to try and play retake on A, which they could do. They don't have to stay hard on A. They kind of do have to stay hard on B. If the bomb goes down in B, things get a little bit more tricky. Existence hiding by the forklift. This is a very good corner. He could probably try and see if he can get the kill quick. 10 seconds and they're going back into B. Shox just has to get 1 shot here and the round's going to be done, and that's it. No chance to win. Even if Shox goes down, Get Right could do nothing to win the round any longer. So he's just going to try and see if he can get himself killed here before the round runs out, and that's going to be it. Shox will take him out for the quad kill, and it's going to be Titan picking up the round. Considering that Shox also got the first 2 kills, this is still a slightly sloppy round from Titan. They should be able to survive with more than 2 members, but a big victory for them anyway here.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to why Scream would feel the necessity to drop down, because you're obviously going to make noise. So if anybody's in A main or waiting close to engage like Forrest was, they're going to hear you coming. So maybe getting a little ahead of himself there, Scream, but still, Shoxy there to save the day. NiP also quite a bit of hesitation on their part to run down the clock that much, to give themselves only 12 seconds to get onto a site and get a plant. That's pushing it a little bit, even for the ninjas. But a nice spray battle here, and Forrest is there to trade it up as Existence takes out Exist at the same time over in A main.
Forrest going for a second one, but Scream's actually going to win that fight with just a FAMAS here. So now, Titan getting the better trade. Get Right, Freiburg, and Aluel left here. Freiburg going to put in a bit of a Molotov, looking for the headshot here. He's going to be spraying down shots. Good control from Freiburg. It's going to leave them in a 3 versus 3, and look how far away Titan is. They're now rotating back, and they do not have a kid currently picked up. See if they can find one on the ground somewhere, but otherwise, it's going to be a bit tricky. I do like the Molotov on RPK, though.
And their Scream has been peeked out as well. He's down to 17 HP. No need to re-challenge that. You could go for the dunk nade. That works. Freiburg spotted RPK out in vents, and now this is just becoming untenable here for Titan. They're going to have to back off. You have to kind of give credit to NiP, though. That was a very good call on their part. They realized what Titan were going for. 2 pushed into A main, 2 pushed into Squeak. That only means that there's 1 guy over on the B site, and they were very quick to act on that information, get into that site, and get a clean plant.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. AWP also being obviously rescued there by Alu, and I think maybe if Scream and Existence had had more HP for the retake, they would have maybe tried to go for it, because that could have made sense, but otherwise, just wasn't quite worth it. Now they have 3 rifles on Titan's side, but they can't really do much else. I wonder if the rest are going to try and buy up here.
And it is going to be a force buy. So probably Shoxy getting a dig. He's got the money for it, or we'll get dropped by a teammate. Means full nades across the board, and there we go. A couple CZ75s picked up for the remainder of Titan. This is a perfectly reasonable buy, though, because if they get close up, those CZs can be lethal. So long as these guys, Smith and Shox, are just getting 1 kill, even between the 2 of them, this should be fine. But Freiburg somehow has a barbecue with Scream and roasts him alive. Counter push coming into mid-garage, though. That's Shoxy trying to take advantage of that smoke, and he might actually catch somebody off guard here with the rotation. Existence will take out Forrest, and there we go. Element of surprise. Shoxy picks up 1, and he even has time to reload. He's going to make himself very difficult to get rid of here. There it is, the 2nd kill coming in from Shoxy.
Wow, these are the sort of rounds that NiP cannot afford to have. Get Right with the Molotov in hand, almost got killed. That was almost a triple from 1 CZ75, and Get Right and Alu, they're going to be left wondering how this round spun so far out of control. They've got so much time, so if Titan make the reverse mistake of now challenging too much, then NiP could definitely bring it back. But if you look at the French team right here, they're not doing that. They're staying very far back, extremely defensive positions, not going to give anything away.
We've already seen if they can run down that clock. Exist NiP, they can make some mistakes. Well, we already have Get Right trying to sneak his way out. Peekaboo, Existence is already on that roof. He takes out Get Right nice and clean, and Alu will get caught out by Smith in A main, so no joy for the ninjas this round. And Titan keeping 4 players alive, and they save the AWP here for Smith or Shoxy. Either one can op on this map. And they are going to hand that off, it looks like, so wouldn't be surprised to see Shox drop that AK over to Scream. You know, the headshot machine, get him equipped.
People are going mad with all the signs there. I love it. Keep it up, all you guys in the audience there. Something for our cameramen to film. It's going to be the 7th round coming up now, and NiP, that kind of turnaround, they could buy 2 AKs if they wanted to, and, you know, Tech9 and Armorin, if Happy was in charge of this team, you bet he'd do it. Instantly, he would try to go for this kind of buy. NiP, they've been a little bit more cautious in the past. I could try to ask Get Right earlier and said, what kind of NiP are we going to be seeing today? Is it going to be the full YOLO NiP, or is it going to be the more restrained one? And he said, you know, that's the magic of NiP now. You never know. It's like a roulette.
It's like the NiP of old, right? Where we'd have that joke where it's like, oh, there's $3,000 on you. Buy.
Yeah.
Get a Galil and Kevlar, maybe a couple flashes. There we go. Go. That's the buy round. And that was just exactly how NiP always wanted to play it. They wanted to keep the pressure up on their opponents at all times, and they certainly had the confidence to take those duels, take those fights. And so, yeah, 4-2 the score. We have a bit of a pause coming through here. Maybe, well, I think it has to do with Exist being at $800 right now. They definitely want to get his money back up to snuff, and it looks like it has been restored. Yep, 3,200. So perfect. Now we should be resuming, and this, yeah, this has got to be a buy from NiP.
It's one of those tricky questions. I mean, given the fact that Titan don't have a lot of money either, it makes so much sense for NiP to continue to put on the pressure, even though it's not going to be a fantastic buy. It'll still be worth it, I think. I would be a little bit shocked if they don't actually try and go for this.
I mean, then they already have 4 rounds early on here. They can't afford to go for a hard eco afterwards. You know, give a little bit back to Titan if it doesn't work, if the gamble doesn't work. That's probably what they're discussing right now. Right? Maybe just extending the pause to see exactly what they want to do.
I mean, if Titan had a really good economy, you know, 8,000-10,000 on each player, you might not want to try and continue. But with you know, everyone at pretty much less than 3,000. It kind of makes sense to continue to do it. And we'll see if they actually will.
And shout out to the man on your screen right there. That's Nyak, the Titan manager, Jérôme, one of the very best in the business. Always takes care of his players. And he's basically been with Existence since the beginning of this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of those inseparable pairs in CSGO. They work very well together. And it will be the buy coming out from NiP. No surprise. Tech9 on Freiburg with the smoke and a Deagle on Forest. So we'll see if, you know, the old pistol master, he's showing up on the server. Forest, he can definitely find those headshots too.
And they do pick up the buy, Freiburg, and there's a double smoke into middle, something Hellraisers used to love doing to try and get that mid control, and especially try and get control of that vent. Missed shot from Smith, and Get Right instantly capitalizing on that. Scream looking for a couple of headshots here, but he's going to get shot down by Get Right. And that will be a good start here for the terrorist side, and they're already on that A-bomb site. So now Titan have got to once again think about whether or not, I mean, I actually say it wouldn't be worth to try and retake this unless you could have a very quick kill.
It's surprising to see Scream a little off there with his aim. Freiburg just lurking in the back. Will take out Shakti, who tried to push into B halls, and all the kills. A perfect round going here for NiP. They're going to be able to pick up everything that they want. They even get the AWP. I mean, that's ideal. It's a little unfortunate that Scream got overwhelmed. That's actually, we used to kind of criticize Scream for having that tap method, because you would think that if he had just gone for a little bit of a burst style there, a little bit of a spray, he would have been able to pick up that kill long range, at least trade 1 for 1. But he really just sat down and tried to go for that aim duel and try and get that headshot. And so, you know, hopefully he's going to loosen up a little bit here and, you know, start to get those kills, because it really, now I think it really has to come down to that Shock, Scream. The two of them have to really be hitting all their shots to be able to take out NiP and stop the momentum that the Ninjas have developed here early on in this half.
Titan, on the other hand, will be forcing up this round, which is, that's maybe a little bit questionable. I realize that NiP up to 5 rounds, and that generally in a normal matchup you'd say 6 is good, but I don't think NiP are really that strong in cash, and maybe especially on CT side. So I would say Titan should have maybe a bit more confidence and then try and go for the big weapons here.
Just get the nades and get the kits. Existence has a kit this round, but they've been very light on the utility Titan. And that might be the key here to taking the win. Minute mark on the clock, and now NiP, they're going to start getting to that point, but Shoxy's already waiting for this boost up. Surprise, surprise, Exist. Your spot's already given up, and Freiburg, he hits the key frag. He couldn't let Shoxy get out of that in one piece. Smith, though, pushes into Squeak and takes out Forrest. So there we have a little bit of an edge. Now he's got an AK to play with. Alu looking to get that kill right back, but Smith's already in NBK corner, and he has no reason to move. There is a Molotov on Freiburg, so if he comes back over here, they can try and flush him out into the open. But Smith could be the bit of the surprise lurking here, waiting for NiP to push through, and it does look like that Molotov went out.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time here. Freiburg, though, picking up a second kill, but look at the clock, 25 seconds. They've got to get on that bomb site and put that bomb down quick, and Get Right's going to go down. Scream with 2. It's going to be a third one as well, and Titan will pick it up. What a performance from Scream. They all just walk right into headshot range, and he takes 3 of them out. That was a big round. And just to point this out in the middle, because you said they had the lack of utility, as we do see this from Scream's point of view, headshot on the first one and then the last one too. In the middle, when Shox comes falling off of the boost spot there and Freiburg kills him, Shox, you can tell he knew that someone could definitely be there. If he had had a flashbang or a smoke like that utility that they were lacking, you pointed out, he would have just put out the smoke and escaped, right? But it's one of those things you can't do if you don't have the equipment for it, obviously. Scream now trapped here behind the sandbags in the corner, and bit of a tricky, no one's nearby.
Luckily for him, NiP don't have the utility this round. They've gone for that force, and so they don't have the Molotovs, they don't have the HEs to force him out in the open, and so Scream is doing a great job of just staying alive, not over-peaking, and giving the info to his teammates. He says, nobody's come past yet, I'm still here.
And Shox just walked up behind the whole NiP team. They see it coming though. And GetRight takes one kill, Scream with a second, but now they're actually facing different directions. Shox kicking out another one, and RPK taking down Freiburg. It's all on Exist, and he's going to get shut down by Shox. What a flank. Even though GetRight saw it before he even went down, it still worked out perfectly. And you're absolutely right to point out, if they had grenades, then Scream would have been gone and they would have moved on, and Shox's flank would have been late.
Exactly. That's the thing. Even if Shoxy is getting the kills, I'd still give the MVP of that round to Scream, just for playing really intelligent CS, staying alive, and making sure that all attention is on him. They know exactly where he is, and so NiP, they're all locking onto him, like, how do we get rid of this guy if we don't have the nades to do it? That opens it all up for Shoxy. That's the kind of experience that Scream really needed, actually. He lacked that in the past. He was really just that, that headshot machine. But those kinds of smart plays makes him such a full player now, a much more experienced player. But this is going to be an eco round now from NiP. Pistols, so a good chance here for Titan to continue building that confidence after such a successful round, and to build the economy as well, so that they can actually afford all of the nades. They have some kits this time though, Anders, so it's not the end of the world if the bomb gets planted.
Which is good news. It's very dangerous to try and skip on those, but right now Titan, they must be feeling a little bit better, and there's no Deagles on the other side. We saw in the last match what a big impact they can have, so should be around where Titan come out with at least a couple of people alive here. Shox will be going down. I'm not sure why he continued to stay and fight in main like that, but he did soften up Exist enough that should be easy for his teammate to take him out.
Yeah, Scream doing some good work, but then he walks right out into the open into Exist's waiting arms, and with 22 HP, Exist just gets dunked on by Existence. Existence was like, that's enough time. It's enough time for games here, boys. So AK picked up for him, and yeah, now we start to see the money stabilize for Titan. This is going to give them a little bit more confidence going into these fights, knowing that they can rebuy in the next round, no problem. And that was great work by Scream. Scream, no headshot through there, but that one onto Alu, that was a thing of beauty. He's just insane, man. Even in these group stage matches, we've been seeing him like maintain a 70% headshot ratio with like 20 frags. That's obscene. Nobody gets that.
It's what most people have when they're having a fantastic day, and that's what Scream has when he's having sort of a bit of an off day, really.
Right.
Smith pushed aggressively into Squeak and instantly takes out Forrest. And Forrest has been looking for that for a while. He caught them doing it once, and it resulted in an NiP win. This time they changed it up Titan, so they keep switching up their defense just enough that NiP are having a very hard time figuring out exactly what's going on here. And the French-Belgium team right now, they seem to be getting more of a grip on the match. They also have that double AWP here, and RPK will take down Freiburg.
And Alu wins the dual hands up ice cream. When a smoke is that deep, you start to worry a little bit about an aggressive CT push, and that was just the case. Alu with a key frag brings it back to a 3-on-3, and now NiP, they're changing it up. They aren't going towards A where the kill just happened. They're heading over towards B site. They do have a smoke to block off CT, and a fresh one as well on Alu. Shoxy trying to find his way through, and he walks right out into the open. Exist more than ready to pick up that kill. Existence only taking the one kill with him, and so now a man advantage here for NiP, going into a bomb site that they control, and the bomb is down, so it is going to be on Smiths now to get this job done. 1v2 clutch situation, and already he's scoped up, but NiP, they don't have to show themselves. They don't need to take any unnecessary risks. Exist is in the perfect spot. He's hidden away here from upper, and Smith with the op. It's not the best weapon to go for the retake.
No, it's definitely not. And he walks right in. That's a triple kill from GetRight, and a big mistake here for Titan in this round. RPK, he got the opening frag on Freiburg over by the B bomb site, and he hung around for a little bit too long, ended up getting killed, and there was nobody else to control B, so I'm not sure what that was about.
Well, we didn't get it on the replay there, but that was really cool. Just a little detail of the team play that you need to have if you're defending like that, or if you're going for the aggression. There's the man pushing into Squeak. Obviously, there's going to be a man from NiP trying to get into A main. So Titan, they just chuck an HE in there. Just a little detail there, just to see if they couldn't get a little additional damage on the expected answer from NiP in that situation. But NiP have enough for the 5 rifles. They have good nade count as well here. But again, a double up play from Titan. This is crazy when now their money is very low. I mean, Shoxy couldn't even afford a rifle this round.
Yeah, so in spite of putting a couple of rounds together here, it's still very back and forth between the two teams. And in the long run, that's going to always favor the terrorist side, which is NiP right now. 12 rounds into the first half, and Titan is setting, NiP is setting up for a bit of a smoke round into the A bomb side, a little bit of bumping into each other there, but they're going to do the full execute bomb running back into main, which is a sign that it is not a fake. They are going to try and see if they can go for it here, and question is if Smith can hold on. He's got an AWP, and it's close range when they come through that smoke.
Yeah, this is going to be very scary here for Smith. It's going to come down to quick flicks. They even put a Molotov back behind quad to make sure that he can't hide back there, but Shoxy's there. Trade 1-for-1 for him. Scream, mad spray, and he nearly fluffs it, but he does get a double kill in the end. Not going to escape, though. RPK rotates in, and he will get the final 2 frags, but a great hold there in the end by Titan. They saw it all coming. They got into the right positions, and Scream, it looked a little scary there for a second, but that double kill really saved the day there for his team.
Right, and let's just point out, because we do end up always having a lot of new viewers for these major tournaments. The reason why Scream initially sat there looking into the wall is not because he's mentally AFK or anything, but he knows that they're going to be putting flashbangs through, and he doesn't want to get flashed either. So pretty good intuition on him as well. Turning around at the right time, you heard the pop of flash, and then he's ready for it. Resulted in a double kill that I think definitely saved the round for them. Otherwise, that would have been over.
Yeah, NiP would have had 4 players alive. They would have had control of the site. It would have been so difficult for RPK to get in there and take that fight afterwards. And this is excellent now for Titan. They've really broken NiP's economy. No bomb plant, so no force buy here from NiP. They're just trying to storm onto this B site and get right, taking point with the bomb, but he's not going to make it. Shoxy and Existence and RPK rather are there to hold the line. Forrest trying to draw this out, make it a little bit more interesting, but then RPK is like, yeah. No fun this time, Shoxy.
A really good job from Titan playing as defensively as they did there. It's a very common mistake on Cash where you end up playing close to the entrance on the CT side, and what happens is you get rushed down by Tech-9s or Deagles, something like that. And they even, RPK, as they came around the corner, even had his grenade primed. So they were always going to get shut down like that. Titan not leaving many openings in that particular round.
And this is really scary for NiP, Anders, when they're having to now go for these kinds of forced rifle buys, very limited on the nades. Kind of cuts down on their options, and they're going to start heading over towards this A side, it looks like, because with one good smoke, you can block off CT and short. You give yourself a better chance of just funneling onto that NBK quad box corner here, this back corner that we had an overview of. So, I mean, that's kind of what NiP have in mind. They're going to go storming out of Squeak, and Scream is there to greet them with a headshot.
Very good job, but they're quick on the bomb side this time, and Scream is going down. Here's another shot from Smith, and this time he lands, and he sees Get Right. No bomb plan, and that's huge. It's the leg shot as well, and Alu is going to be the last man left in that corner. 16 health. What a round from Smith. Triple kill, and you could have had him in 3 shots as well. That was incredible. Very, very good job, and I want to highlight the difference between the round that they just pulled off and the previous one that was also a smoke execute towards the A bomb side, because first time around they threw the smokes from all the way outside. Then they took a long time to run in, and that time gap makes Titan wonder, is it actually a fake? This time they throw the smokes, they wait a second, and then they go. So they're much faster on the bomb side. In Titan have very little time to react. So good tactical approach from NiP, really. Same strategy, just different delay on them.
And again, this is just NiP with no money, no bomb plant, no bonus money to work with here. If you get that bomb plant on the T side and you lose a round, you get an additional $800 on every member. So I mean, that would be a full set of nades nearly. Now NiP, they're going for pistols just to be able to have some nades to work with. So the vent's getting cleared out there. At least NiP are being thorough, trying to check the usual hiding spots. RPK does like to get up into the vents every now and again to try and cover mid.
Oh, that grenade. If he took the shot, then if that had lured them out a little bit further, that would have been very interesting. They do have a smoke to block off Existence, which means RPK could be a little bit alone here. He's got a Molotov, so he can buy some time on his own, and they're not even going to smoke him off, and that might have been a big mistake there. No chance at all. RPK picking up a triple, and Shox taking out Forrest. 9-6 at the end, which is a fairly even scoreline on this map. Normally, like I said, I don't particularly trust in NiP's CT side abilities here.
Yeah, I mean, this is one round off of an ideal round half for NiP. They would love to have it finish, 8-7. Titan coming out ahead, but still 7 rounds, and then a 9-6 finish would do the trick for them. I mean, we do see that Titan really did start to get a grip on what NiP were trying to accomplish in the half. About halfway through, where we just start to see like a wall of blue, just a bunch of rounds stacked up for Titan. They get that economy. They're able to just keep buying AWPs, all of the incendiaries, the nades, the kits, everything that they needed. It wasn't like at the beginning of the round where they were constantly light on gear. And so NiP, it's the 4th, 5th round in where they started to lose a little bit of control in the situation, and that's where it kind of fell apart. Kind of what we expect. You know, they go for the element of surprise, NiP right now. They are kind of like Ninja Xanders. You know, they come fading out. But, you know, the thing is that if you've got a flashlight, Existence found it. He found the batteries, put them in, turned it on, and then NiP had nowhere to hide.
Yeah, I see what you say, and they did it sort of halfway through as well. I mean, it could have been scary. Could have been really scary for Titan if they had managed to turn it around. Hey plebs, but Alu and a lot of other signs too. Good job. Look, seriously though, 9-6 scoreline there. NiP had a really good run. At some point, they were 5-2 up against Titan. And that's not a comfortable scoreline. And then Titan actually comes back with a really, really good 7-round streak that's only broken up halfway in the middle there by NiP winning a single round. For the second half, though, I think it's Titan with this pistol. I think they might have it in the bag. I've got to say, though, NiP are a team that lately have shown that if they get off to fantastic starts, then they tend to just then they can actually still steamroll through, whereas as soon as they meet opposition, they tend to crumble a little bit. I didn't see a lot of crumbling from NiP. It's not like they had like huge mental breakdowns or anything. Titan just had some good rounds, but right now NiP still seem to be sort of mentally intact at least.
And going into the second half, Existence has always been an in-game leader who just seems to get a lot out of his team on T-side cash. It's almost like this map, he just understands how it works. He knows how to set up for the plays and get the reads on the CT defense. And so Titan coming out ahead with 9 rounds, if they were to pick up the pistol, like you say, NiP are going to be in a world of hurt, a world of trouble. It's going to come down to individual plays from this man, for example, Get Right. And whoa, they're right on top of each other. 2 pistol masters going at it. Shoxy up close to Get Right with the element of surprise, but Shoxy still takes his face off.
Forced for the refrag here, but he's in the corner, getting hunted down. He's finally going to drop. Scream did go down, and Smith is going to be falling as well. Freiberg with a nice headshot. Back into a 2 versus 2. The bomb is not yet down. In fact, it's dropped out in the open here, and right now Titan are thinking, if we just rush, if we only think about the bomb now, we might get picked off, so we've got to be really careful. And that's the right way to play a situation like this. Freiberg does have a kit, and they have a bit of a health advantage as well. Shox, though, sneaking around back, and this might be the round-making, or the game-making round here. Freiberg gonna go down. Alu, last man left. 1 versus 2, trapped underneath there. He has no way of knowing that Shox is on top. He's gonna go and check all around. Comes back out. Shox shooting in the back and actually missing some of the shots. Alu now on the side with a kid in hand, and Shox has to go quick here. Alu's holding it down. Shox is not sure he's rocketing around. He's gonna go for it, and Shoxy, he's gonna get the round. 10-6. That was very close, and a triple kill here for the Frenchman.
Yeah, not to be denied this time in the pistol round. Last time it was an ace from RPK in the CT half, but they didn't have a kit. This time Shoxy, he's not having anything go wrong for his team. He's going to lock it down. Great pressure here by Titan as well. This is what a T-side pistol or a T-side rush kind of situation is all about. Once you initiate the rush, you never stop. You just swarm onto that site. And so Forrest is desperately trying to find a place to hide, some kind of nook and cranny, an angle that he can exploit, and it just wasn't there because Titan were so quick to get on top of him. Well, speaking of which, Freiberg just goes right through the smoke and mid and catches Existence with a nade in his hand, so there's a little bit of an element of surprise to take advantage of.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Existence trying to set up for a grenade, maybe invent. When the smoke fades, just walks out and does that. Right now, we can tell, though Titan can't, that they're actually sort of stacked outside a bomb site where nobody is in there. I think maybe Freiberg is about to be close by, but that shouldn't be enough to stop them here. He's running into the fire as well. They've thrown the Molotovs from outside Toxic as well. And now Freiberg is in a lot of trouble in that corner. No chance for survival. So even though they got that first kill, it shouldn't amount to anything here for NiP.
A really interesting decision here by NiP to stack on the A side as well. It's like they're trying to think one step ahead of Titan, because in general, teams, if they're in this situation, they'll try and perhaps, you know, stack on B site, leave a guy in CT on A, and then maybe attempt the retake on A if things go well. But NiP, it seems like they were trying to get a little bit ahead of Titan, see if they couldn't just try and bait them in onto that A site and spring a trap on them, but it just didn't work this time around for NiP. Titan just too quick to get onto that B site and take control.
And Titan also going with 4 SMGs here, as you can tell, so I would say that that's a big risk. I mean, it's working out great for Titan right now, so maybe it's hard to criticize too much, but I think if you're in a major tournament and you know, for Titan's point of view, first time making it out of the groups and everything, it's leaving a lot to chance. You can get more money out of it, but what if NiP had gone for like a mad force-off or anything like that?
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, you run the risk. It's always a little bit of a gamble. And right now we do actually see quite a bit of money on over on NiP, more than we're used to seeing, actually. It's going to be enough for Get Right to go ahead and invest in some Kevlar because he found that Tech 9 off of Shoxy. So it's not the end of the world here for NiP. I mean, the score is 11-6. Titan's starting to get a little ahead here. And they didn't look too confident in the booth there either. NiP Forest definitely looking a little frustrated with the situation. But Exist, that'll give some confidence. Nice little headshot on RPK to start things off. Shoxy, though, shows that he can get them too. Picks off Halu from across the map. And now it looks like Titan, they're just looking to just collapse on this A site.
Yeah, pretty good teamwork as well, moving up, covering individual angles, and it's going to be pretty nice here for Titan. I think they're still in the 2 versus 3. Get Right, he's doing some damage and is down to 15 health as well, but when the bomb goes down, NiP will essentially have a lot of pressure on them here. Shox hiding by the forklift. He's going to go down, in fact, to Get Right. Picking up a Mac 10 as well. Now it's a 2 versus 2, and things have turned around a little bit here. NiP getting closer still. Smith going to take down one. Existence on the other side, and he's dropped Smith down to 1 health as well. Existence hiding in here, holding bullets for the smoke, and he's finally going to be able to do it. Smith picking it up. Existence maybe jumping, or Exist jumping the gun a little bit there.
No, that would have been godlike if it worked. Exist was trying to pre-fire just that spot through the smoke, but he got discombobulated once he got in there. He got the angle wrong, so he's just spraying into the wooden box. Exist, that would have been just a ridiculously smart play if he actually, I mean, it was a smart play regardless if it worked or not, but if it had worked, that would have been amazing. A 1v1, it could have, something, you know, magic could have happened there. But
would have been worth it. Now we're going to go into the 19th round. A WP on Alu, and we saw him saving for it earlier, so not such a big surprise, really. Early Molotov out on the boost box just to make sure that there are no early tricks on Titan, although they are already up there with Scream. We'll see. Right now, Titan doubling the round score of NiP.
So now Freiburg, he's about to get a little toasty over there. On short, he's having to back off. He's got that M4. Forrest up close in the smoke, though, and he's really well hidden here. Channeling in his inner ninja and Existence again. He had the flashlight ready, and he has it for Freiburg as well. Great headshot there to open up short. And now we see the pressure coming in from Titan. They want to take these fights on A site. Shoxy goes bursting through. He takes out Exist. Get Right there to remove Existence. And Alu gone from the site as well. A key round lost for NiP. And now NiP, they've really got their backs to the wall. They definitely needed to win that round to just cut Titan short and start getting something going for themselves. Now Titan, they're on 13. Do NiP go for the force, or do they play? Do they put themselves in a position where they have to play the perfect half?
I'd say no force here. I think that would be way too much. A bit of a shame that Alu didn't hit that first shot down the middle. I mean, right now Titan are essentially just saying to NiP, if you give us any room, we'll take the round. A couple of mistakes, that's all you're going to be allowed to get. I think it's reasonable for NiP not to try and force up with... It would have been sort of close to pistol armor only this round if they would have gone for it. So I don't see what they could accomplish with that.
No, it's just, you have to play now with the idea in mind that if you lose the round, you're on map point, rather. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on NiP. If anybody was capable, it would be NiP, but we'll see how it pans out here. Smith is down to 5 HP. Scream trying to go for a little bit of a peek just to see if Get Right's holding up close. Hasn't spotted him, though. And there we go. No joy there for Get Right. He did get flashed, but Scream knows that somebody's holding close at this point, so they know where one player is here. And NiP already trying to rotate over towards that A site, though, but Titan, they're making very good use of the time so far. 50 seconds left, and they still haven't committed anywhere. They're still waiting for somebody on NiP to make a mistake. Well, wow. That's not going to be the case. Exist with the double kill.
How does that happen? Well, Exist at least goes down, but now it's 3 versus 4, and again, you brought up the time here. 35 seconds. They've got to eventually try and make their way onto a bomb site. And NiP, they're rotating back into middle here. Get Right going down, no chance of surviving there. RPK up on the rooftop already, and Scream is going to stick around. In fact, they will rotate back into A once they get that kill in the middle. Titan figuring they have the setup figured out, but they don't. There's 2 people on here. Third one coming in. Freiburg with a headshot once on Scream. And can we get a bit more? It's going to be Alu taking down Existence. RPK with a bit of a return, but 10 seconds he has to run. He can't walk around. I have no idea why he's not just rushing in, and Forrest ends up taking him out. But when he takes that long, even if he wins the battle against Forrest, he has to find Freiburg too. So maybe a little bit of hesitation there, and a big round for NiP. 13-7. What I really want to see out of the Swedes right about now, I mean, they buy 2 AWPs, so that kind of goes counter to the point I was about to make, but I want them to try and get some more information on the map. You saw how Titan were pushing in Squeak and getting early info about who was there. They did the same in main every once in a while. You could do it outside of B. You saw RPK taking those fights outside of B. Some information is needed here for the CT side.
Or just, you know, glorious headshots from Exist, right? Yeah, that's kind of what it boils down to. And right now, NiP, it's just a little bit of luck on their side. The fact that on an eco. They actually managed to pull it off and give themselves a little bit of room to work with here. They're in danger of getting reset though, so now it comes down to winning consecutive rounds. And Get Right goes leaping out of vents, only to find Shoxy waiting for him there with that Tech 9. Shoxy is pinned down though, and Freiberg looking to get that kill, but Shoxy must have spotted him, and he does do quite a bit of damage. Freiberg down to 7 HP. But it's still a man advantage here for Titan going onto the B site. Beautiful shot from Forrest. Second one is there, and he's looking for the third, but he's not going to get it. Scream shuts him down, and it's going to be Alu now in a 1v2, and now a 1v1 as Existence bravely goes for the peak, but that drops the bomb out in the middle of nowhere, and now it is going to just be between the two of them. Scream looking for the headshot, and he's playing from headshot, and now it comes down to whether Alu can peek him out or not. 40 seconds left, not a whole lot of time. Well, quite a bit of time, but there it is. Scream trying to make the play, trying to get out there to pick up that bomb. Had the bomb been dropped on the site, it would have been much better for him, but the fact that he had to go out in the open to hunt it, that just was such a difficult situation for him to play from.
Very, very good job from Alu there. Not so easy. And you're absolutely right. If that bomb hadn't been there, that would have been a big difference. And Forrest obviously opening up on the map here. So 13-8. That could have gone horribly wrong. Get Right went down to the only player on Titan who didn't have a rifle. That was Shox in the middle, who almost picked up Freiberg as well. So that round nearly spun out of control already. Now, could we see a bit of a rush? They've got Tech 9, they've got Armor, they're in A main, and Alu is close by with the AWP. He takes up RPK though, goes for another shot, but he misses it. Exists there to try and carry it through. He's shot in the face once, but he's still going to be living. And Grenade and Forrest follow up there is going to be enough. So 13-9, some really quick rounds here, favoring NiP in the second half, and it's about time that they picked it up because they haven't really been shining too much.
Perfect timing for the pause to come here for Titan. And I was just thinking about what you said earlier on in the round, or in this map, Anders, where you're saying that Titan, you know, once they get struck down, or they start to struggle a little bit, right? Where, you know, it isn't as easy once things stop going their way, where they have to turn it into a grind. Sometimes they can really struggle, and we're starting to see it here where, you know, going for the rush, it doesn't work. Trying to play standard, it doesn't work. And NiP starting to get confidence, and this is the last team in the world you want to get confident, because with the talent on it, Get Right, Forrest, I mean, with the likes of these guys, and Alu in particular warming up with that AWP, life is only going to get harder. So Titan, they choose the perfect time to slow down the pace, to break the momentum, and to have a timeout to just decide exactly what needs to happen here in this next T round.
We are currently waiting for just that, and I'm wondering, I mean, 3 rounds is what they need on this T side. I still think it's doable. I still think Titan have it in it to make it work there. The rush onto A with the Tech 9s there could have definitely worked, but I feel like they slowed down just a little bit. They weren't going at 100%. That was like an 80% type rush, so maybe 100% could have caught Alu in that corner, because it isn't a fun position to be in with the AWP at all.
No, it's true. He did actually hit a pretty nice shot jumping. But you're right. I mean, the minds on Titan right now that are at work is basically Existence and Shoxy, and this is just like old times as well. Both of them would kind of bounce thoughts off of each other. Shoxy was a little bit more rebellious back then, but I imagine now it's much more of a calm discussion between the two, what they need to do, what they've picked up on.
And on the other team, you've got to wonder, because Forrest apparently has been taken over.
He's taking over the reins, or at least in these kinds of situations where NiP have time to sit and think, it seems like Forrest is the one giving a lot of the input, trying to figure out exactly what they need to be doing.
Right, and what's worth mentioning in that context is that whereas Exist has been used to for a very long time historically to sort of anti-strat against Existence, has had some success doing it as well. You know, I'm not sure that Existence has sort of a similar read on the mind of Forrest. You know, it could just be that there's a little bit of a throw-off there. Not that it necessarily has a huge impact in that sense, but still, maybe just a little bit of a challenge.
There's so much history in this matchup as well. I mean, I can think back to times where a year and a half ago where NiP would struggle versus Very Games Titan, and they would be completely stumped. It seems like, you know, obviously now there's so much more experience. NiP, they have a game plan, and that revolves around Alu with the AWP. They have all the nades that they need. They still have so many incendiaries here, NiP. And Titan, they didn't fully commit to this round. Yes, Smith spent all of his money a little bit prematurely, I think, but they're trying to take a little bit of advantage of that. RPK is invested in Kevlar, Shox, Kevlar, P250, couple of nades to make a play with. And well, Get Right's going to find RPK, so there's the rifle lost already for Titan. Actually, that's pretty painful. Smith is going to try and sneak his way forward to pick that up. He doesn't find it? Oh, it's out in the open. Oh, that's horrendous.
A bit of a shame, yeah. Could have been nice if they could have gone back and try to do something there. See if Titan could at least get a bomb plant this round. That would be a big help for them.
Now he's got it, Smith. And they're rotating the bomb over towards B as well. Very passive play here. Forrest Gets a little bit of a shot to the face there. Smith will get flashed in, though. Goes for the peek, but nobody there to greet him. Instead, Get Right up on the box is going to get caught. Shoxy takes out Exist on the A site, but then Freiburg and Forrest chime in, and Forrest still alive here with 1 HP, trying to find another kill, but it's not going to happen. Somehow, Titan have found a way to turn this into a 2-on-2 with a bomb plan as well. An excellent eco from them, and now Scream has got an M4 to work with.
This is ridiculous. This round should have never got this far out of control. And NiP, they've got to be a little bit worried right here. They've just tossed in the only 2 grenades they had, and Scream is on the site. Good crossfire setup here, but Freiburg ducks right underneath, and now they're going to get him. Scream gets 1. See if they can get Freiburg as well. He's on 60 HP, and Scream goes down. Freiburg runs in with the tech line, gets the triple kill. That was very smart play from Freiburg. He actually broke the crossfire by ducking under Scream's field of view, and that was all it took. Crouches in, takes down Existence, and that was going to be the round. Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, and Existence was the first line of contact there. Scream as well. You really would have thought that was going to work out for Titan, especially having the guns to work with. But without the Kevlar to absorb a couple of bullets and still retain your ability to aim, that aim punch just wrecks Existence.
Still, just to put things in perspective, that was a round where Titan had only pistols and pretty much no armor, and I guess the one Galil there that they ended up putting to good use. Double AWP set up on NiP side. Smith with an AWP on the other side. 13-10 is the scoreline. NiP still have a long way to go to get back into a winning position. The Titan just need a bit of a break, especially when they do that much economic damage. It puts NiP in a very weird position.
Once again, Titan going with more of a default approach to this. This has really become the standard setup for them on their T side. Scream just peeking into mid, hoping that somebody's going to peek in connector. And then everybody kind of spread out on the fringes of the map, looking to see if NiP are going to push anywhere to get info, see if they can catch somebody out of position to get a free kill to make their lives easier. But NiP are doing a very good job right now of just trying to keep control as long as they can, and then falling back, not really giving anything here to Titan to work with.
An Existence. Interestingly throwing that Molotov from inside middle. That's the 3rd time he's done it or tried to do it, whereas normally people would throw it all the way from outside on the T side of middle, so it's a bit of a switch up for him, but he is quick in there to try and clear it out, and instead it's RPK and Scream going down. Get Right with a nice lurk there, and Forrest picking up 2 with the AWP. See if he can get the 3rd one. Shox puts up a smoke and picks up the bomb. He's very much alone though.
No, this is not looking good. Shoxy, he's just taking a fight. He does win versus Get Right. He finds a headshot versus Freiburg. 41 HP left on him. And Forrest trying to fall back. He gets spotted and lands the shot. Excellent round there from Forrest, keeping his cool, getting 3 kills out of that. Managed to stop that push from Titan, who decided to just go running in without any flash, without any smokes. Nothing really there to try and force that AWP back. And those are that's elementary CS. Once that smoke clears up, you need to have something ready. And they did have a couple of nades to use, but they just decided to challenge anyway. So yeah, not really sure there what was going through Titan's minds, why they weren't making use of the utility to make their lives easier.
So what we could say is Forrest, AWP game is on point. So is his eyebrow game. You saw him right there.
Always.
Classic Forrest.
Always.
13-11, 25th round is coming up. Forrest going to miss the first shot. Get Right hiding in the corner. They're not going to check it in. Get the 1 kill, so this is good. Forrest picking up RPK. Can they get close enough here? Forrest down to 17 up, trying to get back behind the lines here. And he takes a headshot on Scream as well. Freiburg there just at the right time. And Existence, he can't do anything. He was stuck in middle. This is the play. Existence, it's not like he didn't want to help out his teammates, but he was looking for the backstab once the bomb is down, and they go and try and retake it. So Forrest is just hitting a godlike level in these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, this is unreal. The fact that he manages to pace it, he's staying right on the edge of that Molotov. Again, Titan, though, just a delay there for Smith to get picked, but the fact that Gary was able to do some damage, slow it down, allows for Forrest to regain his breath, get better placement on that B site, and really make it difficult for Titan to get rid of him. And all the time, all the while, NiP are rotating over from that A site towards the B one to support him. So, man, this is really coming together for NiP. This is where they really start to get scary, because once things start going right, they get that confidence, they start getting rounds like that under their belts. And Titan, no, it is going to be some kind of quasi-buy actually from them. I don't think that they fully committed to this, did they?
They certainly have the armor and the pistols. I'm not sure if they have any money left in the bank. They've got the 1 AK on Shox, and looks like they might want to try and go for a bit of a rush. You can see the jump boost coming up there, but Exist, he's not quite going to be able to reach it. So a bit of a shame. That is such a nice idea, the run boost there. So, I mean, Penta have been well known to do. Exist hiding in the corner, though. He's got the Molotov as well, so if they try and put up too many grenades, he might be able to put a counter. And there it is. It goes down, but Shox can land the headshot. The only AK in play right now. Freiburg hiding in the corner. He goes down. It's a double kill for Shox, and Forrest comes in. He takes the fight, and if he goes down, the round is done. He has to stay alive, but he's about to be Shot in the back as well. Existence is up there, and they realize bomb goes down, but now look at this. Existence, just the mere fact that he's alive means they've got to worry about the backstab all the time, and they're going to run into Get Right here. Existence goes down, and they can finally refocus on that side. Shocks very low on health, but NiP, they got to move in here quick. A lot of time has already passed there. Scream going down, and in the backside, Smiths and Shocks are left low on health both, and they go down simultaneously. Nice retake for NiP. And Get Right with the triple, but that challenge from Forest against Shocks, if he loses that one AK bullet to the face, the round probably falls apart right there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be enough there for NiP to work with. And unfortunately for Existence, he lost that element of surprise without really getting anything done. They just peel Get Right off, put him through Link to make sure that the CT is covered. And once they don't see him come back out into mid, they know exactly where Existence is going, and Get Right is there to wait for him, and he's ready to get the job done there.
Now, I wish I could have sat in on the team speak and also understood French at that point in time. I'm wondering if Existence teammates were calling out, you've got to get here quick, because we could tell that he actually didn't have to get there quick. Nobody was retaking the site just then. So maybe some communication issue there on Titan that sort of maybe Existence almost got baited into that by his teammates. It seemed like maybe he was a bit too quick.
It might happen. It might happen. I think nerves are starting to play a little bit are coming into play here for Titan. I mean, they did not go for the full buy in the last round, Quasis, but now they actually have all the rifles, all the nades, and all the smokes. And so where do they set him up? RPK right on the edge. He steps though, so Get Right now. He keeps playing from this position because Titan allow it. Although the Molotov going down and Get Right this time around, that's the adjustment made. He gets forced back onto the site. And RPK with the double entry kill onto the site is going to start things off strong here for Titan. But similar situation to the last round.
Okay, then.
Scratch that. RPK gets the headshot on Forrest, and there you go. Shoxy couldn't deliver it last round, Anders, but RPK gets the job done this time.
Magnificent. That was close to almost as clean entry as you can get on this side with the Molotov and everything to force Get Right out. Alu so taking a bit of fire damage and ends up falling right into RPK, who picks up a 4th kill of the round. He exists stuck in CT spawn. RPK is probably going to go down here. 4 health on him. Yeah, no chance at all, but still very impressive round here from a man who's himself, you could easily say, a legend, hailed by everybody that I've ever talked to in the Source scene as the best Source player of all time. So it's not for nothing.
And it's so crazy as well because it's not flash a lot of the time, granted. I mean, this was a pretty fantastic round right here. He's always like the sleeper shall awake, and no, he's always awake. He's just very quiet about it. He's sitting on 26 frags right now, just slowly but surely being very consistent for his team, backing up Shoxy, who's leading the way for Titan. But this puts Titan up onto 14 rounds, and it puts NiP in a very awkward spot. You can see they're light on the gear right now. They could afford an AWP on Alu, and he's gonna get that shot. Yes, he does. Picks off Existence immediately, but a second man is through, and Shoxy's taken out Freiburg from short already. Alu playing from connector though, that's not something that happens very often.
Look at Freiburg's reaction, just pure frustration there. It's back into a 4 versus 4, and here's the thing, neither team has any money to work with right now, so winning this round could well win you the map. We're right at the edge here at 28th rounds. There's not a lot left. Let's see, they are rotating the bomb back over to the B bomb site. The only one holding it is Forrest, and he's done very well. In fact, he's had a lot of triple kills in this bomb site. Right now, he's going to have to do one more time. They're going to right in front, and he misses the shot, and who other than RPK is going to be picking up that kill. Now Get Right trying to see if he can stop it, but Scream will drop him, and there's no reason. NiP should not try and retake this now.
No, they need to back out. They don't have the money to re-equip the AWP exist unless they can get a shot immediately. Just like that. I mean, there is a lot of damage taken on Titan's side, but already Shoxy's moving into position for the backstab, and they are just going to commit to this. Exist goes charging in, and 2 kills, and Shoxy's so far away. They need to figure this out, though. Smoke goes down into the back corner, and now does Shoxy know where the bomb is planted? This is going to come down to communication from his teammates. Shoxy's out in the open. He's on upper, and the bomb gets defused before he can do anything about it. NiP, in a situation that should be impossible for them, they make it work.
Well, so here's the reason why this round was never going to work for NiP. Titan decided to cross 3 people into the bomb site for absolutely no reason. That was an insane choice. They could have done that if they had put a smoke into the main entrance into CT spawn, but they just walked 3 people right in the crosshairs. All they needed was one guy to go in and plant the bomb while the rest occupied checkered, and that's it. The round is 100% won. There's no way NiP have time to check everything and get the people killed. That was a huge tactical error by Titan, and it just may have cost them the map.
Now they do have the full buy Titan. Shoxy with the AWP, he's trying to change it up. Yes, this gives NiP another chance. Still 3 kills in the last round on NiP, so it's not the perfect buy for them, and we can see Get Right going with the shotgun, the Swag 7 right now. And again, Titan going back to default. So now they're just trying to wait it out. See if NiP are going to give them anything for free.
And nice opening. Shox. He did probably check forklift, but not when Exist was looking, so now things are looking grim indeed. Bomb plant did help Titan to get a little bit of money, and they've obviously used that here, but this is down to the wire. I mean, right now, El Clasico is certainly living up to the name. 14-14, Smith going down. 3 versus 5. Existence in the middle, trying to take a fight, but right now, there is no reason why NiP should try and fight this. Most they could do is give up an opening here. Existence drops as well. Alu with a double. And it's about time that he steps it up. Triple kill for him before he goes down. And it's 15-14 map point for NiP. What a comeback.
No bomb plant either for Titan, so they're going to be strapped for cash this round. Shoxy can go for a full buy, but the rest of them, it's going to be combination Tech 9, Speed 250s, just so they can get the nades to work with in this round. NiP, it's incredible how close it is. And you're right, El Clasico is living up to it. Just such a long struggle between both of these teams. And to see it just come back where it's only 2 players, one on each team, that's different from the original lineups they used to dominate the CS world. But now, I mean, Titan, with them being so limited, they have to go quick. And Forrest, he's alone.
Look at this nonsense from Forrest. Everything on the speed bomb side is on him. If he goes down, the whole bomb site crumbles. And he's in this corner once again. He drops RPK, sprays with the smoke, takes the second, still got bullet for a third, but he's not going to get the kill. But that gives time for GetRun to get into this vent here. And he can actually see that no one's coming through. They should know it's a fake, and they've got people in the middle waiting. This is a great round for NiP. It's very unlikely that Titan can make it out here. Limited health on Smith and Existence both, and they're boxed in.
With nowhere to go. Alu's already pushed up. He's holding from garage into B hall, so if they come through with the bomb, they're going to lose control of it. Smith gets the angle right, does some great damage, but then GetRight finally gets his chance to shine from the vents. Patience rewarded. Takes out Smith, and now Alu finds Existence, who is trying to get back into mid. They have bomb control in NiP, and it comes down to the legend himself, Shoxy. He was a god once. Can he actually get it done now? He's trying to line up that angle. He wants to go into it. Steps out. Both of them miss the shot. But Alu, not the second time around. And it will be 30th round. 16-14 win for NiP in the first map of the group, of this deciding match in the groups.